Hello everyone, we have ideas to help solve the problem of COVID-19. Please have mercy. For 2 to 3 years, solving the problem of COVID-19. The more you solve, the more problems will follow. The COVID-19 germ spreads into many different species. The epidemic has spread to more than 190 countries around the world. Despite strict control measures and even with the vaccine, 50 to 100 million people worldwide are spreading, unprecedented, unlike the 2003 SARS outbreak in Guangdong province. Many institutions expect COVID-19 to cause higher economic damage than cases of SARS, which also originated in China. By that time it was estimated to reduce global GDP by $54 billion. The E-Government Office, or 0.14% global trade, according to the 2020 United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, report. China's manufacturing sector index, PMI, in February 2020 was the lowest since 2004 and is estimated to cost $50 billion in supply chain exports, with the biggest impact in the European Union. $15,600 million, followed by the United States, $5,800 million, Japan $5.2 billion, Korea, $3,800 million, Vietnam, $2,300 million. While Thailand ranked 11 with damages of $700 million by the rubber and plastics industry, machine tools, chemicals, communication equipment. Vehicles in Thailand are the fields that will be most affected. Tourism. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, estimates that the epidemic is limited. Global tourism revenue will fall by $63,000, with Asia the most affected, followed by other Europe, Japan, Italy and Germany, all of which are major tourist destinations for Chinese tourists. Meanwhile, the Tourism Council of Thailand estimates that within 6 months, Thailand will lose more than $7 trillion in tourism revenue. There were more than 13 million foreign tourists, or a 33% drop from the previous year. The impact of COVID-19 Omicron caught through the masks. February is severe, very fast. Don't panic. During this 2 to 4 months, it is expected to be more than in the case of 3 major outbreaks: SARS, 2009, influenza and measles. SARS has greater trade, investment and transport links with the world in 2018. 4 times larger than during the SARS outbreak, which accounted for 13% of global exports, 39% of world industrial production, and 18% of the world tourism value. Global financial markets moved quickly on investor concerns, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500, as well as the Thai stock market, dropping to their lowest levels in years. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, views the event as 2 scenarios. The situation in China will be the most severe in the second quarter and gradually ease. This will cause the global economy to expand by 0.5% in 2020, but will recover in the third quarter. The second situation is the spread of the epidemic around the world, unable to control the situation. The damage is high and lasts for years. Will affect the world economy this year. Suffer more recession. The World Economic Forum's 2020 report presents a case study of China. This outbreak has seen many developments, such as 1. Government-private partnerships in managing the COVID-19 crisis with transparency. Listen to the public's opinions via social media, both WeChat and Weibo. 2. The rapid implementation of economic, monetary and fiscal measures to mitigate the impact. And 3. New business opportunities. Technology advantage. More services are available to consumers online. Regression study. Business ruined. both trade and entertainment businesses around the world. Overall, Thailand's economic losses from COVID-19 are over $18.4 trillion. COVID-19, unemployment rises, debt increases, SMEs, tourism, new graduate students, high risk, over 60 to 700 million unemployed people around the world. Economy without COVID growing at an annualized rate of 3 to 5%. We will continue to see lower GDP than the absence of COVID over the next 10 years. The difference in GDP in the two cases was 1.2 per year. $2.1 trillion economic losses in the form of missing GDP amounted to about $17 minus 18 trillion. This is similar to the size of the Thai economy in 2019, $16.876 trillion. In the year 2021, it is expected that COVID-19 it would also bring down global GDP by 5.3% compared to normal forecasts. Thus, the loss was calculated as $4.7 trillion. In just 2 years, $10.3 trillion was lost. It must be considered a huge number. That accounted for about 110% of GDP in 2019. That's really serious damage, and it should emphasize the need to prevent this epidemic from spreading any longer. Vaccines related to COVID-19 are divided into 4 types. 1. mRNA vaccine equals messenger ribonucleic acid or genetic material vaccine. 2. Recombinant viral vector vaccine. It is a COVID-19 vaccine that uses another virus as a vector. 3. Protein subunit vaccine as a vaccine that mimics protein sprites, or the spikes of the virus. 4. Inactivated vaccine as a lethal type. This group of vaccines is produced by bringing in large numbers of the COVID-19 virus to feed them, and used to kill the infection, etc. It's time for integrated medical treatment. Alternative medicine, Thai and Chinese herbs. By vaccinating with Thai herbs with good results. Through the experiments since grandparents and grandparents are millions of years ago. Research to agree with auditory subjects, eye-tip subjects, telepathic subjects, which have been around for a long time, such as Professor Dr. Thapana Muangman, telepathic talks with aliens, etc. Invite tourists to get vaccinated in Thailand and receive integrated medicine, alternative medicine, Thai and Chinese herbs in various hotels in various hospitals. Hundreds of thousands of people have been healed, and must be completely healed with lifelong immunity. The key is to eat the best in the world on street food. Good quality products, cheap price, compassionate Thai people, Yim Siam, amazing medical treatment, from the very kind nurses and doctors, right? Do you know that Thai people are about 500,000 to million people or more? Vaccinated with use herbs and alternative medicine as well. Thailand has mercy, kindness, good food, medical treatment, good service and cheap price too. If there is any mistake, I apologize and I'm very sorry. With great respect from the organizers. Reference documents, images, sounds from Google and YouTube.